Welcome back. We're getting ready to watch Boss Rutten versus Minoru Suzuki, two heavyweights in Pancrase, Josh.
Yeah, another matchup between two of the top fighters within Pancrase here, with Suzuki taking on Rutten. Rutten previously taking on Funaki on our earlier show, so Rutten certainly not getting the easy fights out of the picks from the different choices out there.
And Rutten did fight Suzuki once before. Rutten came out on top. We'll see if Suzuki can avenge that loss.
Boss Rutten versus Minoru Suzuki.
As we see the R's of Boss Rutten, which he writes on his own hand to remind himself to relax, Josh. And Rutten also has asthma, so you might think relaxing is going to be very key for him. If he expends all his energy early in the fight, then later on, in the later minutes of the round, he could be struggling.
The last place I think one would want to have an asthma attack would be in the ring when someone's trying to break your leg or knock you out.
Especially when you're in a ring with Minoru Suzuki. Boss Rutten 11-4 coming into the match. Jumps into the ring and nice little robe he has on. Did you get one of those when you were in Pancrase, Josh?
I did not, but...
You're kidding. You're the king of Pancrase. They couldn't get you a robe?
I'll have to make that request next time I happen to show up over there.
Can I get one too?
We'll see. We'll see if we can get you a white one like Suzuki's.
I don't think they make them in my size, though.
We'll just fill it up with towels.
We could do that. As both fighters get ready for the fight, the crowd must be very excited. Rutten and Suzuki, two of the biggest names in Pancrase. Now, an interesting tidbit on Minoru Suzuki, he loves eating everything except marshmallows.
I don't think marshmallows are very high on the dietary list of things that are going to help you be in your best of physical condition either. So maybe that's actually in his own favor.
And both fighters appear to be they know what they're eating because they're in great physical shape. But is there one fighter who's in better shape than the other?
I think they're both in incredible physical condition, but Boss Rutten is a very strong individual, exceptionally strong. In fact, I've heard stories that as they would travel on the trains after practice, he would do one-arm pull-ups on the handrails hanging from the ceiling.
Wow, very strong man.
And this being a King of Pancrase match, there's a lot on the line between the two of these, more than just records and reputations, but that King of Pancrase belt, which encases quite the large diamond in the center of it, worth over $100,000.
That's a lot of money, Josh.
That's a
lot of motivation. As this fight starts out, both fighters feeling each other out just a little bit.
Suzuki certainly has to be aware of the very dangerous strikes from Rutten that could come in at any moment, either side, left or right, kicks or hands. Rutten, of course, not wanting to end up with this fight on the ground.
And right there, Suzuki managed to grab a hold of Rutten's leg and takes this fight to the ground. I think Suzuki, this is exactly where he wants the fight to be all night long.
Suzuki applying a can opener neck knock, pulling Rutten's chin to his chest as we head further on into the match here. Suzuki still on top, working within the half guard on Rutten and applying pressure against the throat with the forearm.
And Suzuki now has the side control. And I guess situations like this is where Boss needs to remind himself to relax.
Exactly, until the right moment presents itself to explode and escape, just like Rutten did. Now seeing daylight, beautiful rolling knee bar attempt by Rutten, something that I'm sure Suzuki never even thought to have to defend against from the striker Rutten. But as I've said before, Rutten constantly improving and spending a lot of time in Japan training at the Pancrase dojo.
And Suzuki, very quick reflexes. He might have been surprised at Boss's move, but it looks like he countered too.
Yeah, Suzuki knows where he's got to be. He knows what he's got to do to defend this technique, but Rutten very strong and in an incredibly good position right now. He was just moments away from perhaps finishing this match, and Suzuki finding his way out of that submission.
Suzuki now has the side control on Boss. I once read, Josh, that in high school, Suzuki, as we jump ahead in the fight, Suzuki was so afraid that the other kids would come beat him up that he'd beat him up first before they could even get to him. Does that sound like something he'd do?
Well, I could certainly see him taking that fear and translating into aggression, but I think as Suzuki progressed from pro wrestling and into the Pancrase ring, instead of worried about other folks trying to come and beat him up, he became the bully of the ring.
And this fight has gone on for a while, perhaps stamina coming into play as Suzuki going for the knee bar.
Nice knee bar attempt by Suzuki. Rutten wisely sensing the ropes, keeping himself in contention for this King of Pancrase match.
And Suzuki strikes first, getting Boss in the knee bar. And as he grabs the rope, he will be deducted 1 point, but he looks like he's in good enough shape to continue.
That's true, and this puts the fight back on the feet where Rutten wants to be anyways.
But Suzuki trying not to allow that, although a nice little sprawl by Boss.
Suzuki going to the single, trying to turn the corner. Manages to get Boss onto his back, and now into the side control again, where Boss has spent a majority of time in this match on his back.
And we can see Boss has expended some energies. Those R's that he wrote on his hand before the fight, they're not there anymore.
No, certainly with all the time spent on the mat and the grappling between the two of them, and who knows how much energy he's expended at this moment, but he's not moving nearly as quick as he was earlier in the match.
Suzuki on top has Boss in the mount. Now, if you're Boss Rutten and you're down low, what do you do to get back on top?
He's really got to be aware of where his arms are at, and he's got to look for the positional shift by Suzuki. When he feels Suzuki's weight change from one direction to the next or go to change to a different position, that's going to be his opening to explode and try and get Suzuki off of him and maybe find that opening to get back to his feet.
And not enough action, or perhaps the fighter's too close to the ropes. The ref breaks it, and Boss Rutten has to be happy about that restart.
And now he's back on the feet. Another opportunity for him to maybe win this fight by knockout.
Suzuki, of course, not one of the easier guys to knock out, although Boss did do it once in a previous fight with his knees.
Yeah, it looks like Boss is loading up that right leg either for a right kick or a right knee, waiting for Suzuki to come in.
And he throws one right there, unsuccessful, and once again, Suzuki going for the takedown. And he gets it, but once again, both fighters near the rope, and Suzuki taps out to the guillotine, and Boss Rutten wins. Looks like Suzuki could have gone for the ropes, but elected not to, Josh.
Maybe just unaware of where he was in the ring, and just because Boss caught him so quickly and so tight, he couldn't really focus or think or to know where he was and that the ropes were that close.
And Boss very excited winning this King of Pancrase jump, showing the Rutten jump to all four corners. I think he could be a gymnast.
Well, the Dutch could certainly use some more gymnasts for their Olympic team.
Yeah, I think Holland is running low on gymnasts. Boss Rutten, 2008 in Beijing, maybe?
Maybe he could at least be a coach.
Hey. And there he is, posing with the trophy and belt. And Josh, I think you have a belt kind of similar to that.
I do. I can say I am privileged enough to have my name on that belt and on that trophy as well, with the likes of great fighters like Boss Rutten, Suzuki, and Shamrock, Funaki. The list can go on and on.
And I got a question for you. Where do you keep that belt?
Well,
are you allowed to tell us? I'm not going to take it, I promise.
Well, you know, I wish that we were able to keep the belt, but as expensive as that is, you know, I'd almost say that it goes beyond just being just a simple trophy or title or something like that. The King of Pancrase, in concerns to MMA and the history of our sport, is really sort of an heirloom, one of the legendary artifacts, I think, of mixed martial arts. So no, I don't get to keep it.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's all right, and that does it for all the fights we have this week, but don't go away. We have our event highlight. And our event highlight comes from the Manabu Yamada versus Maurice Smith fight, a very one-sided bout, Josh.
Just low kicks, low kicks, low kicks. And here he is finishing with a combo with the hands, landing that right low kick and chopping the legs out from under Yamada. Just cutting all the way deep into the bone. I'm sure the contusions ran all the way down, and that's going to take weeks to heal.
He's going to be sore for a while.
The guy's going to have a pimp walk.
Oh, yeah. But before we go, I did talk to Guy Mezger, who had some things to say about you, Josh. I've been teasing you all day about this, but are you ready to hear this?
All right, I'm sure it's not all good.
All right, and I'm paraphrasing here. Josh is an unsung hero of mixed martial arts. He's an unbelievably smart guy, a man of his convictions. He steps up and tells it like it is. It might have hurt his career, but I admire his ability to stick to things. He's truly a great entertainer and showman. Reactions to that, Josh?
I'm really proud and honored that Mezger was able to understand, you know, where I come from, and at the same time, it's guys like Mezger that were within Pancrase. You know, when I was watching these film and this footage, when I got into the sport around '96, I'd watched all of these fights, and they were huge inspirations to me. And watching that dynamic mat work and the striking and the incredible spirit and heart in the ring, Mesger is one of those names that's on that King of Pancrase title and that King of Pancrase, that cup. And the man is going to go down in this sport as one of the legendary fighters of mixed martial arts, and it means a lot to hear the kind words from someone like Guy.
All right, and that does it for this week's show. I'm Rob Wu.
Josh Barnett.
Same time, same place next week.